Check it out now. Man, people, I ain't tiptoeing around it, okay? I love to say men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But I could tell you the truth that numbers sometimes can be taken out of context and also be spun in different ways to support different arguments. But we gonna have to be honest about these sales that just came back. All right, Drake sales came back for More Life, and Rick Ross sales came back as well for Rather You Than Me. And let's just actually get to Rick Ross, because I got a lot to say about Drake. But Rick Ross, okay, Rather You Than Me, 100,000 records sold. Okay, now I thought that was good for Rick Ross. By the way, neither project flopped, okay? However, Rick Ross doing 100,000 compared to what we expected from him, what the projections were. If you watch my Twitter, I said if he's lucky, he'll get to 100,000. But we have to be honest, social media helped him out a lot. He put out a great project. A lot of people on social media have applauded it. A lot of people on social media have recommended it. And the best source of promotion is still word of mouth. You put out a great product, people will cop. And that's why he did 100,000, okay? The days of Rick Ross doing like 150, never happen again, okay? I think his max was 170. He's still in the rap game. He's just not at the peak of his popularity. But somebody else who should be at the peak of their popularity is motherfucking Drizzy Drake, right? Now, he dropped More Life. Now, he said it's a playlist. It's not an album. Now, what the fuck is a playlist? We've listened to the project. What's a playlist, right? You got all type of stuff that looks like an album, but what is really a playlist? To me, the only logical answer I could say in what's a playlist is that basically the playlist is Drake's excuse to have a bunch of other niggas featured on his album and give a couple of tracks to other dudes, right? But it kind of still feels like an album, right? It's just not a traditional Drake album. However, and regardless of the fact, Drake's More Life has been reported to sell around 505,000 records first week. Now, again, those are phenomenal numbers. Probably will be the best rap sales this year. Okay? Impressive numbers by Drake. However, are these numbers a disappointment? Okay? I'm looking at the number 505. Think about it, people. He just sold a milli first week. Now he came back with 505. I gotta say, while it's not a flop, still impressive, okay, in terms of the overall genre. None of these niggas can compare to him. However, when you comparing the front runner to himself, it's like comparing Usain Bolt to his last record, okay? Nigga, you just like ran 9.58. Now you running 9.76? Given the fact that nobody else running 9.76, but you're looking like you're slowing down in comparison to your old self. So we have to be honest about this, okay? Drake's numbers are disappointing. Now, you might be saying, oh, well, no, there wasn't much promotion on that. I know I'm going to hear that. Okay, Drake fans, I know. Oh, it wasn't much promotion on it. It's a playlist. Cut it out. The same reason why I didn't give Meek Mill an excuse for DC4 on the way for the last, 10 months, and then he did 87K. I ain't really going to give, even though I'm giving a little bit of a pass, but I'm not giving that much of a pass because we all know this is a project, okay? This is counted as an album by his record labels and peoples. This is a real project, okay? Now, the same way with this DC4 on the way shit, which was promotion, it's the same shit with the More Life on the way, more tune for your head top. Listen, man, we all knew it was coming out. If you were a Drake fan, you knew this shit was coming out. But it actually exposes one big overall point. Now, for the longest, so for the last couple of albums, we've actually thought, or maybe I was alone in this thinking, but I think a lot of people believe this, that, listen, when it comes to the numbers, okay, when it comes to numbers and album sales, Drake is on a different level from niggas like Kendrick and Cole, right? And that may still be the case. However, with this album and the numbers it's doing, right, or it did the first week, we got to look around and be like, didn't J. Cole just sell 500,000 first week? Right? Now, you might be saying, well, Drake sold 1 million last time. You know why? You know what the big difference between Drake selling 1 million last time and Drake actually doing 500,000 with More Life? Okay? And this is why it relates directly to J. Cole. J. Cole ain't really had no big single when he dropped his shit. Okay? The same way Drake never had no big single this time as well. So, without a pop single, Drake is not outselling J. Cole on a ridiculous rate. Basically, if Drake doesn't go pop with a lot of his songs or get these songs to really take off, he's not selling some wild number where he's doubling and tripling what everybody else sells in the game. Think about it, okay? Last album, he had Pop Style, he had One Dance, and Hotline Bling. Let me break the math down to you, because you might be like, what does a big single got? Let me tell you the math, okay? First of all, album sales are not only streams, so 1,500 streams equal one album sold. Of course, you could digitally buy it. And by the way, there were no physical copies for Drake's More Life, so you couldn't copy it in stores. You won't be able to do it for like 2 more weeks, right? Or a week and a half, actually. However, here's the thing. For views, he had single sales, okay? Every 10 singles copped by a consumer or any consumer or 10 people equals one album sold. You wonder why Fetty Wap sells a lot or sold a lot when he dropped his album? That's because everybody was copping My Way and Trap Queen. You know why Drake sold over 1 million? Because you had hella people copping Hotline Bling, and every 10 of those is one album sold. So basically, if he sold 2-3 million off that, that's 200,000 extra sales. Same with One Dance or Pop Style. So when Drake did not have those singles, now you saw his numbers kind of come back to where the mean is among the top rappers, okay? Now, I think we're going to have to evaluate one person who was a little shaky last time because he sold 2-something, right? And I'm talking about Kendrick Lamar. We're going to see if Kendrick could put up maybe 400,000, but this is no flop. I'm giving it straight to y'all, but it's disappointing, okay? What we thought Drake was at, because I thought, okay, he's on that milli level now. He's going to be doing a milli or at least 700,000 plus until he's falling off. And also, people are always watching Drake's sales because we want to see when is he going to fall off in terms of popularity, or people trying to cop his shit. Again, he released this in terms of his vision for the project, a little bit more different than he would normally do in an album situation. But it doesn't mean we're not going to not use it to come up with a hypothesis about what's going on with his career or popularity or why his sales is half of what it did last time. Okay? You guys get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, and subscribe. I want to hear you guys take on the matter. Again, not a flop, but disappointing. For Rick Ross, he didn't flop, but that's what you expected from Rick Ross. Okay? And again, at the end of the day, Drake's numbers are always going to be phenomenal compared to the rest of his peers, but we're comparing him to himself. Get in the comment box. Akademiks. I'm up.